Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. And today, the Dallas Cowboys dominate the New England Patriots 38-3. What a win for the Dallas Cowboys today. This was such a big win for the Cowboys in this ball game that it got to the point where Mac Jones got benched. Honestly, I watched a little bit of this game. I was focusing a little bit on the Chargers-Raiders game. That was a really good game. But besides that, the late afternoon slate, I was watching the Cowboys and the Patriots and the Chargers and the Raiders have Devontae Adams and Justin Herbert in fantasy. Also, a really good game between two divisional teams. But I did watch a little bit of this game. I didn't, see a lot of Mac Jones struggles live, but man, was he bad. He got sacked once. He threw 2 interceptions, only threw 150 passing yards. And I know it was the Cowboys defense. We've seen quarterbacks. Look how Daniel Jones looked week 1 compared to week 2 and week 3 of the season. Cowboys, he was terrible. They scored 0 points. He looked absolutely terrible. Week 2, week 3, Daniel Jones has looked a little bit better out there for the New York Giants than he was in week 1 against the Cowboys. Zach Wilson, I don't think there's really anything to say there. Zach Wilson's just straight up garbage. I don't know about what you have to say about Josh Dobbs because he looked brilliant against the Cowboys. But Mac Jones, who's looked good for the Patriots in the past 2 games, was terrible today. And I don't know if this will end up being, him getting fully benched and Bailey Zappi becoming the starting quarterback. I have no idea because Bailey Zappi, he didn't look great either. He didn't make any significant plays out there for the New England Patriots. Threw 4 for 9 with 57 passing yards. Got sacked once. I don't know. I don't think that's enough for Zappi to become the starter. Just in my opinion. But Jones threw for 150 passing yards. Threw 12 for 21. I know he threw 2 interceptions, but keep in mind he was playing the Cowboys defense, the best defense in the NFL. So I give him a little bit of a. Personally, I just give him a little bit of a pass playing this Cowboys defense. But this Cowboys team played a great game today. They really did. They looked great on offense and defense. They had 2 touchdowns on defense. It shows how dominant their defense is. They had 2 touchdowns on defense in the second quarter. A fumble return by Leighton Vander Esch and a Deron Bland interception return. So here's the scoring summary. First quarter, you have 3 scores, 1 to the Patriots, 2 to the Cowboys. Starts off with 2 field goals. Brandon Aubrey, 23-yard field goal. Chad Ryland, 29-yard field goal. The game is tied at 3. Then Dak throws a 20-yard touchdown pass to CeeDee Lamb, and it is now a 10-3 ball game. Then second quarter, you have a fumble return by Leighton Vander Esch, and the Cowboys went for 2. I don't know why. Oh, actually, they made it. They went with a fake. Brian Anger, their punter, throws a pass to Chauncey Golston. I didn't see that, but pretty gutsy call there by the Cowboys to go for the fake on the extra point. It's 18-3, and then Brandon Aubrey makes the 23-yard field goal. It's 21-3. Then the pick 6 for the for the Cowboys off of Mac Jones' throw by Deron Bland, 54-yard interception return. It's 28-3 going into halftime. Then there was only 2 scores in the second half, both by the Cowboys, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. You have a Brandon Aubrey 33-yard field goal. It's 31-3, and then a Hunter Lupicki 3-yard touchdown run, and it's 38-3. Getting into some stats for game leaders, and then we'll go into some other stats. Mac Jones, 12 for 21, 150 passing yards, 2 interceptions. Dak Prescott, 28 for 34, 261 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown. Amon-Ra Stevenson, 14 carries, 30 rushing yards. Tony Pollard with 11 carries for 47 rushing yards. Hunter Henry for the Patriots, 4 receptions for 51 receiving yards. And Jake Ferguson with 7 receptions for 77 receiving yards. So interesting right there. Leader in receiving yards for both teams were both the tight ends. Jake Ferguson, the tight end for the Dallas Cowboys, led them in receiving yards. And then the tight end for the Patriots, Hunter Henry, led them in receiving yards. So it's been a decent tight end today because there was another game earlier. I think it was the Ravens and the Browns that the leader in receiving yards for both teams was their tight ends. It was Mark Andrews and David Njoku. So yeah, other important stuff you might want to know about. Zeke. I would have thought he would have been better against his former team. He was not. He had 2 receptions for 6 receiving yards and 6 carries for 16 rushing yards. But that was very cool to see Zeke back in Dallas and see Dak Prescott and Zeke, even though they were not in the same jerseys. Getting into some other stats with the Cowboys, Besides Ferguson with 77 receiving yards, Michael Gallup had 5 receptions for 60 receiving yards. Lamb had 4 receptions for 36 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. Brandon Cooks had 4 receptions for 27 receiving yards. So Dak did not look bad today at all. But at the same time, I know they scored 38 points, but 14 or 15 points came off of the defense. So the Cowboys on offense today was good. They only put up 23 points on offense, but their defense, again, dominates with 2 scores on the defense, 15 points going towards the defense in this ball game. Using them, your thoughts on the game from today, and peace out.